Hello learners and welcome to week 22. This is a week that you create your moral lesson proposal based on the 4 checkpoints that you previously completed. So you're going to pick one of those and we're going to talk more about that in just a second. Okay, so you did complete the rape of Nanjing. You did the London Blitz and bombing of Hamburg, the Japanese internment. You looked at the atomic bombs, and now you are going to pick a topic to present to children in a way that is not scary, okay? In a way that presents a moral lesson and that is kid-friendly, but gets the point across about what is happening. Okay, so you're going to go into Summit and go to my moral lesson proposal, and then it says, after extracting a moral lesson from one of the major civilian-based atrocities that we learned about in the inquiry, you incorporate it into a creative medium that you will teach the moral lesson to children. You explain the different symbols and analogies that you incorporate, detailing the historical precision in the choices you made, and reflect on how children learning these morals without the traumatic content that is above their age level can help impact how we learn from history in future generations. So you're taking a very controversial topic like the Holocaust, and you're turning it into the Dr. Seuss with the stars on their bellies, okay? Showing that everybody is alike, okay? And, putting a star on somebody or marking them, it doesn't make them any different, okay? Everybody is inherently human and is alike, okay? And without the stars, everybody, looks the same. Okay, so you're going to brainstorm moral lessons and how to teach them. So you're going to go through and you're going to copy and paste your answers from the different graphic organizers from the checkpoints. And we'll get more into this. I just wanted to show you what you're doing. And then you'll create your proposal. Okay, so your learning target for the week is I can successfully differentiate between acts of war and human rights violations when civilians are the target. And again, the key terms are acts of war, act of war, and human rights violations. Okay, so I want you to take a minute to think back to some of your favorite children's books. Okay, just think about maybe what you read, or your parents read, or grandparents read, or something that you grew up with maybe in school. Okay, can you think of any lessons you can pull from those books? Are there any lessons? Okay, so one of my favorite books is The Velveteen Rabbit, and I put a video clip here to the right. And you're going to watch the video and you're going to think about what moral lessons can be acquired from the book or the video. Okay, so if you have a copy of the book, which you might, you can pull out the book and watch the video. But just think back about the different types of lessons. And I would share this to you, but it's 7 minutes long. So I'm going to let you watch it on your own and just think about it. And then I'm going to go through this quickly because I want you to be able to look at that again. Okay, so those are some of the morals that I pulled out. Okay, don't look at them too quickly. I want you to look at them later. But just think about, what morals can you pick out from this little Velveteen Rabbit. Okay, you're going to go in then and watch Terrible Things. It is a book, okay, talking about the Holocaust. And you're going to think about what the moral of the story is as you listen to the video. And it really gets to you. It's one of those ones where it kind of gets you in the gut and you're like, oh my goodness. Okay, but they make it in a way that children can understand a topic dealing with the Holocaust and nobody's speaking up. And then you're going to look at, read, and take notes on the poem First They Came by Martin Niemöller. And how do you think the story, The Terrible Things, could be connected to the famous poem? And the poem is very short, and you may have heard it before. I'm just going to click on it quickly here. Okay, so it says, first they came for these people. Okay, so I just want you to go through and you'll see, and then about not speaking up. Okay, and then you're going to complete flashcards on the poem that you looked at. Okay, and I want you to explain to me, why is it important for children to be exposed to and understand controversial topics from history? So why is this an important thing? It actually deals with your Connects You topic of resilience, if you want to kind of think about that a little bit. So in order to check your understanding of the poem First They Came, please take a quick little quiz to review it. And then you're going to go into checkpoint number 5 and use the information you gather throughout this checkpoint to complete checkpoint number 5, my moral lesson proposal. Okay, so like I said, you're going to go through and try to pick out some of the things you should be learning from these atrocities. And like I said before, it's nicely set up that they let you go through, sorry about this, and you can pull things out and put them in here. And then it kind of goes through there's other pages that it goes through. It gets you brainstorming about, you know, what topic do I want to pick? What do I know more about? What do I feel strongly about? What could I turn this into something creative? Okay, so we're just brainstorming now about what you want to do, and, you know, start thinking about some lessons. And then what do you feel comfortable with? A picture book, cartoon, short story, a little video, a play, something else that you can think of. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to be putting on like a blockbuster hit, but I know some of you guys are really great with technology. You can probably surprise me in many, many ways, showing me, you know, maybe you can do like the comic things, because I know some of you guys are good at being artists. Some of you guys, like I said, might go the route of creating something, showing a moral based on one of these checkpoints. Okay, and like I said, you are going to get creative. You're going to have to really sit there and think, you know, what am I pulling out? What are the morals? What can I walk away with from this piece of history? Okay. So like I said, there you go. And if you want other books to look at, I did some other research too, just showing difficult topics. I found Benno, the Knight of the Broken Glass, My Secret Camera, Rose Blanche, and the Harmonica, all dealing with the Holocaust. The other side is dealing with segregation, Escape from Syria, dealing with surviving the war in Syria. So I did find a lot of different books breaking difficult topics down and presenting a moral in a child-friendly way. So you may want to explore some of those stories as well, or do a Google search and you'll definitely find some stuff. Okay. So when you're finished, you're going to tell me what new information have I learned from this lesson. And hopefully you do learn something by watching some of the videos I put in the lesson, thinking about morals from the lesson. So go through and think about that. Like again, in the project, you're going to engage, like I said, with the definitions of active war and human rights. And then you'll go through it. Like I said, as part of the project, you're going to reflect on the different events studied. Select one that stood out to you because it presents a moral lesson that you can relate to, that you think you could present very well. You're going to generate a story or other set of symbols, analogies, employing them to create a picture book, comic, or other type of media where you teach the moral lesson to a child without using the graphic and distressing content of the event. Okay, so parts of the project, again, we are on the second one here where we're getting into creating the final project. Well, you can see here, cog skills being assessed, argumentative claims, selection of evidence, explanation of evidence, and moral lessons, children's learning experience, multimedia and communication, communicating accurately and precisely. And then habits of success, resilience. Like I said, we just learned about this in our Connects You, so this should fit perfectly into your mindset as you complete this project. You're going to address how to build and use resilience. We're learning about traumatic and emotional content, resilience in your life, things that you've been engaged in, and you're going to acknowledge and reflect on your own reactions and emotional responses. Okay, so any questions or concerns, please reach out. Like I said, this may take a little bit of time to think, you know, what moral do I want to present? How can I present this? Okay, and like I said, do some research on the internet. Look at some children's books. You know, you become almost like the journalist. You're going after that story. You have to find the information in order to do a good job. You need to look at some children's books, look at some videos, really learn what resilience is. Okay, so any questions or concerns, please reach out. If not, you have a wonderful, productive week. Thanks.